the Sahasrara, Chakra 7, that place of transcendence, that big, vast area where we really take a deep dive into meditation, deep dive into that emptiness, a deep dive into a greater knowingness, a greater curiosity to delve deeper into the divine, God, creator, source, energy, the universe, the holograph, all those things that really aren't in a place of being entirely proven yet, outside of the people that have that clairaudient, clairvoyance, that knowingness that they can see, that we can take the teachings from and allow ourselves to experience that greater experience of that unseen unknowingness, to the point where we create our own knowingness, where we are in our truth, where we trust. We simply trust it to be true, because what else is there? What else is there? And when we look around and we look at nature and the oceans and the earth and people and animals and all our relations, everything, and see it as oneness, that there is really not that much difference. We are all that. I am that, good or bad. I have the potentiality or the propensity, given if I was in the same shoes, I may perhaps show up in the same way. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me Integrative Holistic Health. I'm here to share because I care. I care deeply. We have been on a tremendous journey, a tremendous journey, and it doesn't end here. In fact, it is the very beginning of the journey, because we really can't start any sense of manifestation of a journey until we get to this point. We can't start our manifesting if we're not grounded. We can't start our manifesting if we're not centered or nor aligned. We can't start our manifesting if we're overruled by emotions and we don't know what emotions are ours and what emotions are somebody else. Because quite frankly, I think everybody has that empathic thread where we are connected to that other person. In my energy practice, we often depict it as courting, but with an empath, it's even deeper than that. It's trying to differentiate what is happening. You know, it's like with those 3 days where I really felt the field, or even the first day that I pressed go and live, it was the field that I felt, that I knew that I needed to be here, bigger than any fear that I had about being online. It is that place where your passion comes. And so we need to do this work. As we come through the upper body, we get here. This is the place of manifestation. This is our place of alignment, of asking. It's our antenna. It's our receiving field. And here we are. This is where the work begins. We're learning about that witness. We're learning to step back from our mantra and see it. Step back from our thoughts and put them on the train. Step back from our egoic sense and take a look at it from that witness, that true nature of who we are, that witness. See ourselves, visualize ourselves sitting here right now. As we bring our feet to the floor, visualize bringing your feet to the floor, but see it. See yourself with a smile on your face. See yourself if you're snotty nose crying on the floor, with compassion and gratitude and joy. Because I know that from my snotty nose cries, I have risen up. That's why I have that painting I drew of a phoenix, eternal radiant phoenix. I can embrace that part of me. I invite you to embrace that part of you, because doing this work is no small task. And it doesn't end. It doesn't end. And I think that's the beauty of moving forward together, is that we continue to put forth the exercises of the deconstruction of the egoic mind, the deconstruction of the patterns that we've learned when we were children, or maybe that we had no learning of, or were forced to incorporate into our lives, and still maybe are there today. I wanted to take you through just a little recap of how Anadea Judith has sort of recapped what we have experienced, or had the opportunity to experience, what we had the opportunity to awaken to be curious of the last, what are we on, 94 episodes? Something like that. I didn't look this morning. And my book that's usually open is not open. So I wanted to stay on point. I wanted to stay on point with what I wanted to get covered yesterday. And this was all part of it. It's all part about being gentle in your meditation and knowing that it's not anything that we're doing. It's our being in the meditation. It's our ability to step back into that vastness, to the point where once we have the breath engaged and our grounding and centering and alignment engaged, the mantra will become just like a distant hum. And each time something comes on the train, a thought form comes in, we don't engage with it. We put it on the train or we put it in the bubble, and know that if it's really important, it'll be there when we come out of our time in our meditation. So Anadea Judith, she says, the first chakra brought us our physical identity. So when we looked at that, we looked at it as the grounding, centering, and aligning. It's the first chakra. It's our security. It is our physicality, and that it is the physical biofield. So that's when we're working with just 1 inch layer off the body. And so where we identify with the body and its needs. We talked about universal needs and the abilities as we look at the physical world around us. The physical identity is oriented towards self-preservation. That is our safety. That is our security. Then we moved up into the second chakra, where we picked up our emotional identity, feeling the sensations of the physical body and doing that felt sense work, feeling the sensations of the body and transforming them on an unconscious level. When we look into that value-oriented meaning, what do those emotions mean to you? Are they actually my emotions? Where did they come from? Why am I having this reaction? We learned what feels good and what we value. We also learned what feels bad and what we devalue, and how we move away from it, but how we can work with it inside with that internal intelligence as we took that walk through that body and we felt that tension and we felt those areas of the body and we communicated with those areas of the body to offer healing, to ask recognition to that area. How long have you been here? What do you need to heal? What color would that healing be, that love, or whatever it was, that hug, whatever it was that part of that felt sense of the body needed? And then we moved from so the emotional identity sparks that desire, whether it's a desire to heal, whether it's a desire to step into further knowing. It's a motivation which serves as the fuel for the will as we move up into the third chakra. It's the fuel. It is like, I can't take this anymore. I am done. All of a sudden, then we are taking an action step from our emotions into working with them. It becomes the will, the desire. Or it's either side of the emotional coin. Our drive here is then into self-gratification as the will develops and our separate self awakens. That's not my stuff. This is your stuff. This is the birth of the ego identity, the executive element of the self. The ego begins to split off from the unconscious and drives as it orients to the outer world. We start to see what the outer world is like. When we come out of our emotional roller coaster, we start looking around and we see what that outer world looks like. And now it becomes primarily our concern is with self-definition. Where do I fit in this world? Who am I? Who do I want to be? And often it's driven by ego. You know, the saying, keeping up with the Joneses, being as good as that person. That's when we think, well, I'm not that good. And we go into that not worthy, not good enough, not smart enough, as we start to develop our self-definition. When we come up into the fourth chakra, we moved into our social identity, our relationships, where the ego identity expands to include those relationships with others. Whether I'm being a good wife, a good mother, a good friend, whether I could do better, if I'm not doing good enough. Rarely do we look at this and say how great I am. I guess sometimes in some places maybe that does show up. But here, the lower chakras drive us. If satisfied, they're ready to take a back seat as we move towards service to others. Only if we're satisfied. The reflexive quality of this identity is self-acceptance, which is essential to the acceptance of others. As we see now, even in the situations that we're faced with, the identity is self-acceptance, so that we are in a position we can accept others. We love ourselves before we really have the propensity to love others at that same deep level in authentic and integral love. The fifth chakra brought us our creativity, our awareness of the world beyond ourselves and the way that it has grown, and we seek to make a contribution to its culture, its arts, to the creative process in general. What is inside has had time to develop into self-expression, where we step into that making a contribution, where all of a sudden my will, the egoic my will, and this heart center of being in service and contribution to others turns into thy will. We don't let go of my will. My will has changed. It has become. We're remembering. And we develop that self-expression. And if this is all done in a way that is balanced, that self-expression then continues on into the sixth chakra, where it dumps us into the river. Remember, we had that beautiful visualization of being dumped in the river, where we entered that mythic realm of the archetypical identity. And we start to look back at the previous gods and goddesses and the depictions of these archetypes that have come through thousands of years. The hero, the magician, the wounded hero. So much work and so much reading in these mythical areas that are all relative to us, unfortunately are not taught in school. And not really that much of common knowledge in the Western society. Here we begin to identify with the transpersonal, the mythic forces that guide our world and our lives, all that's around us, the unseen. As we see ourselves reflected in these mythic forces, we enter a transpersonal self-reflection. The archetypical experience brings us to conceptualize and experience then these divine energies. God, creator, source, energies, higher self, superconsciousness, all these unseen, unknown realms. Now, in the crown chakra, we come to the final and the largest identity. that which identifies with all of creation, the universal identity. So you can see how, as our consciousness expands, our understanding now embraces an ever large scope. As we discover the immensity of the system we are embedded in, we identify with our universal connection. Our information can now encompass knowledge of distant galaxies, thousands of light years across, as well as dance in the subatomic particles existing within each cell of our body. We embrace the story of evolution that covers billions of years and realize we are part of the entire web of life. Animals, plants, mountains, and seas. This vast identification can occur only through consciousness itself. That's just a wee bit on what she talks about of the journey that we have experienced over this last almost 100 days. It's vast. And when I get into this area and I pull in the writings of other people, it's so beautifully written. And I hope that you see it and find the value in this journey, this adventure we call life, where we do our very best, where we step up and say, I'm interested, I'm curious, I want to know more. I want to delve into this and see how I can show up to be the best person I can be. And that's all we can bring. That's the best of us that we can bring every day. And if we choose to do it alone, individually, it can be a slug. It can be sledge. It can be like quicksand. But when we do it in a community, when we come together, even like this, energetically, we are together. It becomes doable. It becomes palpable, where you can feel it, where you know it, where you can trust it. Because you get to decide how you show up every day. I get to decide how I show up every day. And let me tell you, this last 100 days showing up here and now are going to be some of my greatest memories. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, because I took a step. And now you are taking a step, and we're together. So let's take those feet and put them on the floor. Feel them. Feel those 4 foundational points of your feet as we are here now in 2020, a foundational year where we get to set the foundation for taking off, setting new new visions for a new earth, a new future, more oneness, more harmony, more peace, and my favorite word, more bliss. Let's allow our sensory organs to engage as we bring our imagination and send those tree roots to the bottom of the earth, to that crystalline core, that picture of that powerhouse of energy at the central core of the earth. That's where we're going. And create that superhighway, that etheric line down, and allow it to wrap around that crystalline core. And permission to receive the earth's hurts as we create the awareness and the receptivity to receive those hurts, those healing hurts, those grounding hurts, up into the bottom of our feet, into our ankles and our calves and our knees, our thighs and our hips, ensuring that we've engaged the deep diaphragmatic breath. Let's put our hand there. That just gives us, the confidence to know that we are breathing, because we have this back end vision of our hand moving on our abdomen as we draw this earth energy up into the lungs, over the shoulders, allowing it to wash away any anxiety, any insecurities, any worry. Release the weight of the world down your arms and into your hands. And if you like, take your hands and point them towards the earth, Allow any and all that does not serve you to your highest and greatest good or better now leave your body. Allow permission to heal. Feel it as it exits, as you direct it out the end of your fingertips, and you direct it with compassion and gratitude back into Mother Earth. You can almost feel that energetic release down into the earth. See if you can feel it. And exhale. Take a nice in-breath. And with sound, exhale as you release. Wow. Did you get tingles? I did. It's beautiful. Now breathe that into the gateway, into the throat. Wash this area with Mother Earth energy and up into the head and over the cranium. Tap Sahasrara, tap the 7th chakra as we open that portal and allow this Mother Earth energy to come out the top and wash down, cascade like a 360-degree waterfall over the outside of your body, touching and cleaning that first layer of your biofield, that physical layer, accessing the nerve endings on the ends of this beautiful largest organ, our skin, and bring it into that centering. Just gently rock back and forth, side to side. You can go in a circle as we find that still point and we continue that hara line that we've started down into the central core of the earth, in through the sit bones. As we become centered, we center first, we engage the hara line to continue up through the perineum, through the spine, out the top of the head. Can give a tap as we align with Creator Source, God energy, higher self, super consciousness, universal force, past the solar system, straight. Do not get distracted. A fine line to those areas, the place of many names. Permission to receive this gold and white light energy as it comes down the super consciousness highway that we have sent to receive it through to our antenna, so to speak. It's always there. Here we are creating the awareness and sending that distinct focus, that concentration as we ask and receive this beautiful gold and white light energy. Sparkly and effervescence, invite it into every space and every cell inside your body. Allow it to wash over your face. Even take your hands and allow them to gently not touch but cup in front and feel that energy of yourself, of your own energetic field, your human energy field, as felt through your hands, and allow it to come down your neck. You can guide your hands down your body as you are brushing, combing your own energy field all the way down with this gold and white light energy, down into the pelvis and the legs. And same thing, you can allow whatever you brushed out from your hands, allow it to go into the earth. Direct that static, direct that what is into the earth. And let's be with these two energies and engage, and let's check in with our deep diaphragmatic breath. First we connect with our breath, feeling the breath, the coolness on the nostrils, and experiencing and being aware of the warmth on the exhalation of our breath out of our nostrils. One complete smooth breath. We can engage the 4-point breath as we can count. We go 1 into the lower abdomen, allow the breath to expand. 2, expand higher. 3, expand higher. 4, expand to the side ribs and the back, coming out. 4, and then 3, 2, 1. Engage that deep diaphragmatic breath. That's our parasympathetic nervous system. That's where we want to live all day. That place of rest and digest, that place of calm, clarity, that place where no saber-toothed tiger is chasing us. And if that tiger shows up and we need to run, don't worry. Your chest breath will engage automatically. It will be there. So let's just live here. And now let's bring in the mantra. Inhale on the so. Exhale on the hum. As we put up the do not disturb sign, do not pay attention to sign, and we step back into that insight, that vastness. And allow the breath and the mantra to take us on this pranic highway, destination unknown. No pause, no jerk, no noise. Let's take 2 minutes here on our outro. I'll have the offering card at the end. If you found value in today, please like and share. It's important for the algorithms so that the videos can be seen at other locations when searched for grounding. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. I am. I am that. Curl your lips up a little bit. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I so appreciate you for being here. I know that you could be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here. I love you. Oh, wow. That was quick. Strength. We just had this one not too long ago. It's come back to visit us. True strength is always peaceful. True strength is always peaceful. Look life in the face from the soul's inner strength and become master of circumstances. Look life in the face from the soul's inner strength and become master of circumstances. It's beautiful. Let's step into my mantra of life, which is to create a loving foundation for life. My question is, what would love do here? I'll hold that with me today, and I invite you to find what you would like to hold for yourself today and step into it. Be it. Put it on like a favorite sweater. Smile every time you think of it, and allow that expression of you and that deepest love to shine bright.